Hey guys, welcome to DevOps Master. We are back with another video. In this video, I'm going to show you serverless deployment of web application using AWS cloud provider. So without wasting time, let's get started. Serverless deployment. Serverless deployment is not actually serverless. There is a server, but that server is managed by cloud providers. It allows us to concentrate more on writing code rather than taking headache of creation infrastructure and managing that underlying infrastructure. For better scalability, auto provisioning, and management, we use serverless deployment, and most importantly for cost optimization. How? Suppose if you deployed your application on EC2 instance and that instance has some specifications like CPU, RAM, and some amount of storage, and this whole infrastructure is managed by you only. Assume traffic to your application is less for entire day and your application is not using its whole capacity. Still you need to pay for the entire server independent of its use time. But in case of serverless deployment, it is not like that. You only pay for the compute time used by your application. We are using AWS cloud provider for our application deployment. Let me tell you what is our project. We are going to store our code files, application code files in S3 bucket, and using S3 bucket we are going to host our application, web application using static web hosting, and we are going to configure a static web hosting to the API gateway, and this API gateway will trigger Lambda functions. When it trigger get function, it will take data from it will retry data from DynamoDB table and show to the user, and user query for posting data or storing data in DynamoDB table. API gateway will trigger post and it will store the data in DynamoDB table. Let me show you how it actually works. This is our web application related to student data. When we give details like student ID, student name, class, and age, and you click on save student data, that API gateway will trigger get lambda function, and this data will be stored in DynamoDB table. When user click on views all student data, API gateway will trigger post lambda function, and that function will retrieve data from DynamoDB table and show it to the user. This is our project. And coming to prerequisites, we need AWS account and IAM role to the Lambda function for accessing DynamoDB. And I have divided this project in three parts, and part one is like we will be creating DynamoDB table and Lambda function. We will be creating two Lambda functions. One is for get, one is for post, and we are going to configure that with DynamoDB table. It will retry data from DynamoDB table and store data in DynamoDB table. After completing part 1, we will be going to do part 2. In part 2, we are going to create API to trigger Lambda function, and we are going to host our application using S3 static web hosting. After doing this, there is a part 3, that is bonus. Watch video till the end and you will get one bonus. So without wasting time, let's do hands on. Okay, we will start with part 1. We will be creating DynamoDB table in this. Just go to Amazon AWS console, and if you don't know how to open DynamoDB table, just go to search and type there DynamoDB. You will get there. I have already opened it. So click on tables. Here you will find create table. Click on create table. and just you need to give name for your table. I'm giving name as student data. And next is partition key. Partition key is like, uh, in DynamoDB table we will refer our table values or data using one key, particular key. So using that key only we will retrieve our data, or we can uh, place our data in table. So next, coming to sort key. Sort key is like secondary key. How to let me give you an example. If in class two students having same name, John, if you want to differentiate them, you need secondary key like their age. By using their age you will differentiate. So we need uh, partition key. Sort key is optional. If you want to give, you can, otherwise leave it. Next is table setting. Default settings are just, that's it. Just click on create table, and it will take some time for creation. So till that, yeah, you can see creating, still creating. Just go to Lambda. Here we will create Lambda function. Click on create function. We are going to create from scratch, not using any blueprint or container image. Just give name as, I will be naming it as get student data, otherwise just get student. And we will be using Python 3.12. And default execution role, you need to give role. And I will be using role is as Lambda DynamoDB role. Just click on create function. So our Lambda function is ready. You can see, yeah, successfully created function get student. It will be loading, it will taking some time. So I have uh, okay, get student. This is my Lambda function, you can see it. This is my Lambda function. We need boto3 for like configuring DynamoDB or some, it's like library. And this is the function, you can see it. Just copy this. You can this code in my GitHub repo and come here, just paste this here. Yeah, and we need to deploy. Deployment is done. If you go to table, do refresh. Yeah, table is ready, student data. And explore table items, we don't have anything here, so nothing is there. Come to Lambda function. uh, we will check here, is it working or not. Let's test it. We need to create test in this, my test. And here we will have some JSON format key value. uh, if you want to pass it, if you want to give anything, you can give, otherwise just save it. When we click on test now, it will invoke that Lambda function. This Lambda function will uh, go to Dynamo table and try to get retrieve data from table. Just click on test. Yeah, response is empty list, nothing is there, so it gives empty list. So come to functions, and one more function we need to create for posting data. I will be naming it as a insert student data, and select Python 3.12. And we need to change permissions, uh, use an existing role. That's it. Just click on create function. It will create one more function. Taking some little bit time for creation. You have successfully created. And if you come to VS Code here, insert student data. Sorry, I need to rename this. So this is our Lambda function for posting data, or we can say inserting data inside table. So same here, just we need to give student ID, name, class and age. It will store in that. Just copy this and come to AWS Lambda function, and in code we need to paste here. So this is pasted. Click on deploy. We need to deploy first. Yeah, successfully deployed. Still deploying. Deployed. We need to create test. Okay, my test. Done. Just copy these values. Control C. Configure. Here. Come here. So these are the values we are going to pass to our Lambda function. Student ID 1, name Suresh, class A, age 22 years old. So just save it and click on test. When this function need to student data saved successfully. If we go to table and we do refresh, we need to find that student data. So you can see student ID 1 and age 22, class A, name Suresh. So this is it, guys. As you can see, our Lambda functions creation is done, and we have configured our Lambda functions to the DynamoDB table, and it is perfectly working. So with this, our part 1 of serverless deployment is completed. Coming to part 2, we will be creating our API gateway and S3 bucket. This API gateway will trigger Lambda function to retry data and paste data in DynamoDB table. So after creating API, we will be pasting our API endpoint in our files in scripts.js file. Here you can see API endpoint. We will paste that endpoint here, and we will copy this file and index.html file in S3 bucket. And using these files, we will be hosting our website. So first, let's create API endpoint. Sorry, first create API gateway. Come to API gateway. If you don't know how to open, just go to search and search here API. You can see API gateway. I have already opened it. Come to APIs. Next, scroll down and click on REST API create. And next is new API. We will be creating new API. API name I will be giving student. And next, coming to API endpoint type, we will be selecting edge optimize. Let me give you let me tell okay let me tell you the difference between regional and edge optimized. Regional is like it will allow only users who are from this particular region which we are using. In this case, it's US East 2. So if you select regional, it will allow users within this region only. when we are using edge optimized is allow users from around the world, so we can access from anywhere our website. So I will be selecting edge optimized, create API. So you can see successfully created. uh, Next, coming to, we will need to create methods like get and post method. Click on create method, select, I will be creating get first. Next, integration type is lambda function. Region is US East to, select lambda function which we need to configure. Get student, that's it. uh, Click on create method, it will create. Yeah, successfully created method. If you want to test this method, you can, if you want to test whether it is correctly configured or not, just go to test and click on test. You will get data from DynamoDB table. Yeah, response, it's working properly. Student ID, name, class, age. So it's done. Next, we need to create one more method, that is post method. Scroll down, create method. Method type is post, and same lambda function. US is to, this one is inserting student data. Next, create method. It will take some time. Yeah, done. uh, Next is, we need to deploy our application. If you want our application will available or work, we need to deploy our API. Next stage is new stage. Name, prod, you need to provide name for your deployment. Click on deploy, done. Come to, just okay, scroll down. Here you will find invoke URL. This URL will invoke our lambda function. You can say it will trigger our lambda function. If you come to lambda functions, here, uh, insert data, not this, get student. You can see here one API is created, which will trigger our get student lambda function. You can see here, yeah, API gateway. See, it will trigger. If you see configurations here, one policy will be created. You can see this will, yeah, get. So this is for get. Just copy this and come to script.js and here paste it, API endpoint. So when we click on get student data, it will invoke this URL. It will go to get and lambda function will be triggered, and it will retry data from the DynamoDB table. So this is, and next one is, come to resources, enable course. Select get and post and save. So come to S3 bucket, we need to create one bucket for our application. I will be giving name as DevOps master bucket. Next, scroll down. Yeah, that's it. Uh, Keep it as it is, everything. Yeah, click on create bucket. It will create bucket for us. Done. Bucket is created. Click on bucket and we need to upload our files. add files, index and scripts, open, select it, and yeah, they are selected. Click on upload, they will be uploaded. It will take few seconds. Yeah, one is done, one is successful. Yeah, you can see both are uploaded. So done. Next, come to properties. If you go to bottom in properties, you will find static web hosting. Edit it. It is disabled. You need to enable it. And next is a static website, and we need to give document index dot dot html. That's it. We are not giving any error. Yeah, save it. You will get one URL to access our website. Yeah, you can see if you click on website, you will find your website. It's saying 403 forbidden, access denied. So you can see our bucket is not public, it's private. All public access is blocked. If we go to permissions, while creating I didn't given, yeah, honest, we need to edit it. Yeah, allow public access. Now save changes, confirm it. Not only by just giving public access, we can access our web application. Still it is access denied. Why? Because we need to give one policy, bucket policy, to get object. So users can access our objects inside the bucket, which are present inside the bucket. So policy, we don't know policy. If we don't know how to write policy or something, just click on policy generator. That AWS will generate and give it us S3 bucket policy. Select type policy and allow everything, start, and get object everywhere or anywhere or something, whatever. Next is get object. Yeah, get object ARN. We need to paste our bucket ARN. Copy this and simply paste here, and add statement, generate policy. Yeah, policy is ready. Garam policy. Just copy this and come here in policy, paste, and just edit this to allow everything. Yeah, star, and that's it. Save changes. Done. Public policy is updated. What do you think? If I refresh, we will get our website or not? Let's do it. Done. Our application is deployed successfully. So if I click on view all student data, it need to show us the data which is present here. You can see this. Just let's try view all student data. Yeah, you can see student ID Suresh, class A, age 22 years, and like that only. If we give one more student ID and name XYZ, and class B, and age is around 21. Save. Okay, yeah, student data is saved. If we come to DynamoDB and refresh here, you can find, yeah, student ID 2 XYZ, and if we click on all student data, you can see XYZ, class B, 21 year, successful. So our part 2 also, you can see our part 2 also completed. We have configured with our Lambda, and we have hosted our web application using S3 static web hosting. done part 2 also. I told you guys, I will give you one more bonus at the end. So that is, we are going to place CloudFront in front of our S3 bucket. Why? Because if we come to our website here, it is not secure. This is only HTTP method. We will have one more HTTPS, that is secure. In this, what happening? Our user who are accessing our websites is directly accessing our objects from the S3 bucket. That means our bucket is exposed to public. That is not good practice. So to make secure, we need CloudFront. What we are doing? We are going to give our website URL, or we can say our website objects to the CloudFront, and it will be secure. It will give one DNS URL to us. By using that DNS, we can access our website. So let's do it. That one. Let's go to. um, okay. I want to. Let's come here and search uh, CloudFront. Click on CloudFront. I will show you. If we copy this, if we copy this and come to some notepad or any open notepad, uh, you can see here, this is HTTP only, means that is not secure. If we use CloudFront, it will be HTTPS, means it will be secure. Yeah, CloudFront. uh, Previously I have used one. Just leave it, create one new CloudFront. Yeah, choose domain. It will automatically select our S3 bucket, DevOps master bucket. Next, coming to origin path, no need. Name, it will take, select origin access control settings, and we need to create one OSC. Click on create. Done. You must update the S3 bucket policy. It's showing we need to update. We need to give this policy to our S3 bucket, so our CloudFront can access our S3 bucket objects. Next, scroll down. That's it. Yeah. Next, scroll down, and coming to default root object, means which file we need to give it. We need to tell uh, CloudFront, so it can access our file, index.html file directly. We need to mention that. Sorry guys, if I am feeling some little bit low, like uh, that's it. Click on create distribution. uh, do not enable security protection, we don't need, and create on distribution. Okay, now just copy this policy and come to S3 bucket, come to permissions. Now we need to make our S3 bucket private, block all public access, save changes, confirm. After this, we need to change our policy, which we have copied Right now we need to change this. Click on edit. We need to paste this your policy. We need to paste this policy here. Then you can see CloudFront, Cloud allow CloudFront service principal. So distribution. So this is our CloudFront. So it can access our S3 bucket. Save changes. We come to CloudFront and scroll down. Domain, you can see distribution domain. If we copy this domain and come here, paste it, we will get our website. Can't be reached. Why? Because maybe it is still creating. Yeah, still deploying, guys. After this deployment will complete, we can access our website. So guys, after 5 minutes it's done. Now come to this URL. If you refresh, we can access our website. Yeah, you can see website is running. Saved, it's showing saved, and view all student data. Yeah, you can see. So if you copy this URL and come to notepad, paste here, you can see this is HTTPS, means it is more secure. For security purpose, we are using CloudFront. So this is more secure, guys. By using CloudFront, we are not going to give permission users to access our S3 bucket access bucket objects directly. If you find this video informative, please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel and share with your friends who are trying to get in AWS cloud domain. So that is it, guys. We will meet in next video. Goodbye.